one. And we are live. Okay, hello mamas. Welcome to Mind Body Mamas first ever live stream tutorial. So whatever it is that you're doing right now, I want you to just give yourself permission to stop and watch this tutorial. It's going to be all on essential oils, and I have two very special guests who are going to be explaining all the things that I can't explain to you. These two lovely women are Angélique Binet. She's the founder of Social Media Love. Say hi, Angélique.
Hello.
She is a food mentor, blogger, and a wellness advocate for doTERRA Pure Essential Oils. Now, her friend Patty Tinholt is here with us as well. She is a mother of 5, so she completely understands what it's like to be stressed out, overwhelmed, and having to deal with all the mum life stuff. And she's absolutely passionate about empowering women like us on how to use natural solutions in our everyday life. So she teaches the benefits of therapeutic use of doTERRA essential oils. Now, we really want to cover everything that is pregnancy related, trying to conceive, how we can use essential oils during labor, birth, postnatally for recovery. There are so many different uses for these amazing natural products, but it's going to be impossible to cover all of that in one episode. So we will be doing this over different series. Please post your questions live right now. Even if they don't get answered today, we will make sure that they get answered in the subsequent sessions. Okay, definitely do that. If you want to share this live video with anyone who you think is going to benefit from this, or who is curious about what essential oils are, then please go ahead and do that right now. So I've introduced to you my two guests, and as I said, we've discussed how are we going to cover all of these topics in one go, and we thought that the best thing to do was to introduce this series with a 101 class, all the basics, the safety issues, the red flags, what to look out for in essential oil, what is an essential oil, and what to avoid, what to really look out for so you know that you're getting good stuff. So that's a lot to cover. Without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic on to Patty and Angélique. So guys, tell us, let's start with the real basics. What is an essential oil?
Well, thank you so much for inviting us, Lynn. And I'm really excited to talk to want-to-be pregnant mamas and postpartum mamas about essential oils, because I honestly cannot even imagine my last pregnancy without my essential oils and recovering from it. So this is great to be with you. And so we're going to talk about what essential oils are so that you know what they are when you're ready to start using them for your natural wellness, especially at this time in your life when you deserve to be treated so well and using the highest quality products for your body. So you have all been exposed to essential oils, whether you know it or not. So see my orange here? Every time you peel an orange, that spritz that comes out of the peel, right? You bend it, you get this lovely spritz that comes out. That's where the essential oil is. Or if you walk through a forest of pine trees and you smell that beautiful aroma, you are inhaling the essential oil. Or if you walk through a garden and you're inhaling the beautiful herbs, maybe thyme and marjoram, or maybe a flower garden and it's lavender, you are inhaling the essential oils. You are benefiting from them and you are exposed to them even if you didn't know that you had essential oils in your life at that time. So what's amazing in nature about essential oils is that the plants produce these naturally as their own protection. So you think about my little orange here, and the essential oil is in the peel of the orange. So it's protecting the fruit, because the goal of everything in nature, we're the same, is to thrive and reproduce. So the essential oil is protecting the fruit because that's where the seed is. Now here's the amazing thing about the orange essential oil. It's antiviral, it's antibacterial, it's antifungal, it's antimicrobial. So all those things in nature that are going to protect the seed of that tree so that it can flourish and survive our bodies work the same way. We're carbon-based, just like nature. And so our cells respond to those natural properties of the essential oil, and they help to protect and support our bodies as well. There is nothing that you can purchase in a drugstore that will have naturally the same kinds of properties as your essential oil, just the wild orange. So a very, very simple way, even for your orange essential oil. I have a bottle here. I'm going to give Angelique a drop in her hand.
I'm the lucky one.
Yeah, okay. So she's just going to rub her hands around like this and cup it to her face and inhale that beautiful aroma. By putting it on her hands, she's neutralizing pathogens on her hands because of the natural antiviral, antibacterial properties and so on. And then she's inhaling it, and it is naturally producing an antidepressant effect in her brain, in the emotional center of her brain. So something that simple. You all have oranges in your house, maybe not right now, maybe in a couple months, whenever, but everyone has an orange. You've peeled it. You have benefited from that essential oil, even if you didn't know it.
So actually, we're already doing this every day when we're peeling an orange. I'm just peeling one of these behind here, and it's that really nice scent that you get. I use that in potpourri. It's like I use it in the toilet. I put it in the dishwasher all the time. I think these things are great. So
yeah. So, but to deliberately benefit, I mean, we all know the natural effects on our body from walking through a forest or enjoying time in nature, maybe in a garden. But to benefit deliberately from it and to have these pure therapeutic products, they could come from the leaf or the bark or the root or the flower or the fruit. They come from many different things. In nature, animals instinctively know if they're injured or sick to go and lay down under certain shrubs or trees or flowers because the essential oils are concentrated there and will actually help them to heal. It's amazing. And as humans, we've lost some of that instinct, right? And, yeah. And here is literally where we get it back. So for me, having these products in my home with my young family is so empowering because it becomes an instinct to just reach for my essential oil. And even if I don't choose the one that, you know, the experts, the brilliant people have researched and said, this is the perfect essential oil for this symptom. Even if I don't reach for that one, at least I know I've benefited my child or myself in some way. I've done no harm. Maybe I've strengthened the immune system or helped their skin or something like that. So it's an amazing thing to have these products and to use them so easily and effectively every day.
That's really good. So now you showed us how they work is just really through inhaling them. Are there any other ways of using them?
Yeah, I'm so glad. Let's talk about that. So we want to inhale essential oils. That's super important. So we saw Angelique, she had it on her hand. She inhales the oil, and everyone always smiles when they inhale the orange essential oil. And that's the easiest way to benefit. Just put a drop on your hands and inhale it. But also just take the lid off a bottle, right? And just inhale directly from the bottle. That's very easy as well. And then if you see over my shoulder, yeah, I want to hold up the bottles to the camera so you all can smell them.
I know, that's what we need. We need a diffuser.
I know. That's the only problem with it.
You should ask Facebook to work on a smell thing.
Yeah, or like a scratch and sniff, right? Like a sticker so you can smell it. So the diffuser here over my shoulder has some water and then just a few drops of the essential oils in it. When you run a diffuser in your room, you are neutralizing airborne pathogens, which is good because, you know, we all bring germs into spaces. But also, just breathing it in, you are strengthening your immune system, your respiratory system. You can affect positive emotional change, support mental wellness and brain function, all these things just by breathing them in. So breathing in the aroma of your essential oils is really important. A second way that we use essential oils, and this is just as important, is we use them topically. And topically means on location. So when Angelique put it on her hands and inhaled it, right, that was to benefit from it aromatically. But on her hands, right, it's neutralizing airborne pathogens. But say she has a sore neck or a stomach ache, well, then where do you put the essential oils? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So when we're used to the drug model of therapy for a symptom, then we take everything internally. And it has to become systemic in order to work. So if you have a headache and you take a pill for your headache, when it digests, you have just as much concentration of that pill in your toes as in your head, where you need the
it goes everywhere. It's got to filter through everything.
Exactly. So it's completely the opposite with essential oils. We use them topically on location. So for a headache, or neck tension, you put the essential oils where you want them concentrated so that the cells that need the support get the highest concentration. Everything we put on our skin absorbs, right? It comes into our bloodstream, and that's why especially before pregnancy and during pregnancy and in our early days with our tiny babies, we want to be really careful the products that we choose for our bodies, because if we're choosing products that contain toxic ingredients, it becomes us, right? It becomes right into our bloodstream. So when you use essential oils, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just that, or I understand all of that. I think a few concerns that people have mentioned in the questions. They're worried about essential oils, that they've heard that certain essential oils could, if you put too much on, it could burn your skin. I mean, what's the application for it? How much should you put on?
Yeah.
And is it possible that you can put too much on? And are there any areas of the body, certain, because your skin is different, that huge organ is still different in different areas, like the skin under your eyes is very delicate, or every part of your body is going to be slightly different. So are there areas that we should be more cautious about, and how much should we limit ourselves to putting on?
Absolutely. Okay, Angelique, how much is a dose with pure therapeutic grade essential oils?
Maximum 1 drop.
Okay, so 1 drop is a dose. What makes essential oils really effective is to use a small amount, but over and over again, so over a period of time, to achieve the maximum benefit. So we would never, ever use a large number of drops all at once. We would use 1 drop. So a couple of tips for maximizing the benefits when you're applying them to your skin, so topically. So think headache or sore stomach, or you hurt your knee or your lower back or something like that. Not just for pain, but for anything. It could be respiratory, it could be digestive, right? Or inflammation, all of those things. So one thing you want to do is always 1 drop, and you want to use a carrier oil. So a carrier oil could be something like coconut oil, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil, whatever is comfortable for you and whatever you have experience with that you know it doesn't cause an irritation on your skin. So you're going to use a drop of your essential oil in your hand and a few drops of your carrier oil, and then you're going to apply it. So say, you had sore, swollen ankles, right? Maybe it's towards the end of the pregnancy and you want to reduce some of that edema. You're going to use a single drop of the essential oil, a few drops of your carrier oil, blend them together, and then apply it topically to your ankles and to your lower legs. And the reason we use the carrier, there's a couple reasons. One is because it lessens the chance of any skin irritation, okay, because it just absorbs slower. The second reason is because it makes it much easier to apply over a large area. There's no way you can apply 1 drop of essential oil to your whole lower leg and ankles, right? It'll mostly just absorb into the palm of your hand. So you want to use the carrier oil to help it spread. And then the third reason is because essential oils are volatile, which means that they evaporate very, very quickly. And since your skin is warm, they'll evaporate even more quickly. So you want to use the coconut oil to seal it to your skin so that it becomes the most concentrated and works with the cells that need the support instead of just evaporating off your body. So those are really the main tips for using them topically. And there are some essential oils, honestly, that most people can use. I mean, if they're pure therapeutic grade essential oils. There are some that most people can use without a carrier oil and have no irritation on their skin. But I usually tell everyone, just use the coconut oil. There's never a reason not to. I mean, coconut or jojoba, whatever you choose, right? Almond.
Yeah, and that's, you can get that from health stores or your parapharmacist.
Yes, absolutely. But I tell everyone, just go ahead and use the carrier oil. There's almost never a reason not to use a carrier oil.
Can I add something on that? Personally, before I got the oil, like the one you mentioned, I had only the coconut butter in my kitchen that I used for cooking. And that's what I'm still using actually on my face. Or last night, my husband was not feeling well on his belly. So I just grabbed some butter, put the drops in it, and then kind of sprayed on it. And it works too.
Yeah. But what if you had a specific skin condition, like extremely dry skin or eczema, like that cracked skin? What are the precautions that people should take if they have those skin conditions?
Yeah. So if someone were wanting to use essential oils to help resolve some of those issues, that's something that we could talk to them about separately. Okay. But if you have those conditions, but you want to benefit from essential oils, say for a sore back or for nausea or for edema or something like that, then what you would do is a test patch. So you'd use a tiny bit of the essential oil, not even a drop. I would do it like this, just running my finger across the top of the bottle, the tiniest bit, and then you would put it on your wrist where the skin is soft and thin, or on the inside of your elbow, right? And just a tiny bit, and see if it causes an irritation. And you will know within a minute if it's causing an irritation. So I would do that for any essential oil if you have sensitive skin. But even if you do have sensitive skin, you can still benefit from essential oils, even if you don't feel comfortable putting them on your skin. There's two ways. One, of course, is aromatically. So get it in a diffuser, because as long as you're breathing, you're benefiting. So don't underestimate the value of breathing in the essential oils. Those are real therapeutic microfine particles that you're taking into your body. And then the other way you can benefit is by applying the essential oils to the bottoms of your feet. So again, a person with extremely sensitive skin would still do a test patch on the bottoms of their feet, the tiniest amount. But most of us do not have sensitive skin on the bottoms of our feet. Thankfully, we're designed that way as humans. And the skin there is quite thick. So the essential oils will absorb very slowly, which is good because then you get a long, sustained systemic effect and benefit. But then it's going to work for you. So even though it's not concentrated in the place, so say, your digestive system or your sore shoulder, right? It's not concentrated in the place, but you can absolutely benefit just by applying to the bottoms of your feet.
Yes, I mean, I've tried, my mother told me to use Vicks Vapor Rub in that way before, which I suppose, the menthol rub. I don't know if you have that in Canada.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yes, and she'd say to apply it to the soles of your feet at night, just back on a whole lot. So actually that method of doing that, yes, I've heard of that before. Interesting, you can do it with the essential oils as well.
Yeah, and for a much higher quality benefit than that product, which has a lot of synthetic ingredients. But it's very effective. And so also, for example, for people who are going to work where they're not allowed to wear scents, where they're not allowed to have aromas on their body, I mean, that's supposed to apply to synthetic toxic aromas like fragrance, right? Perfume, cologne, hairspray, or other hair products, right? That's really what it's about. But some people then believe it means all kinds of aroma, even completely natural aroma. So the solution for that, so that you can benefit from your essential oils, put it on the bottoms of your feet, put on your socks and shoes. No one's going to smell you. And you still get to benefit. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, that's great. Also, I just want to come back to that actually, because thinking about it now, yes, I've been using Vicks because I don't really know enough about essential oils, but by the sounds of it, I could just replace using Vicks with something much more natural, because now I am a little bit concerned. I have to check what's actually really inside outside the bottle, because if it comes with a lot of extra nasties that you want to avoid, then how could I choose what you were calling a therapeutic grade essential oil then? Are there different types of essential oils that do not qualify as a therapeutic grade?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you asked that. So essential oils are becoming a really big commodity, right? Everybody wants a piece of the pie, so to speak. And I know in Europe they were maybe more mainstream than in North America for a while. Essential oils started to become mainstream after World War II because of actually French scientists who were doing some research into the therapeutic benefits of essential oils, and they were actually used on some of the battlefields in France during that time. But the research into therapeutic properties of essential oils have exploded in the last 20 to 30 years. And as a result, more and more people want essential oils, and so they're bringing, companies are bringing very, very poor qualities onto, very poor quality essential oils onto the market because everybody wants a little piece of the pie. So here are some warning signs, some red flags of essential oils that you should never buy. Number one, if they're in a big box store, do not buy them there. Okay, so that's number one. The highest quality essential oils are never sold at the lowest price in a discount store. So if you find essential oils at a discount store, at a place where you go to save money on bananas and underwear, do not buy your essential oils there. Okay, that's your first red flag.
Is that going to mean that they're almost going out of date and there isn't much benefit to them, or does it just mean that they are of extremely low grade in the first place?
It means almost 100% of the time that they are synthetic. So they might smell nice, but then they're still toxic. So if they smell nice, you might think, oh, well, I can still use them as an air freshener, right? But it's still poison. It's still a completely toxic synthetic product. When you think of people who get headaches from strong aromas,
I do, yes.
Yes, because it's synthetic. Your body is you're breathing in a toxin. So you don't want that stuff in your home. So that should be a red flag for you. Okay. The second thing is if there's no one there who can tell you about the product, where it came from, how to use it, what it's used for, if there's no one there who can tell you those things, don't buy it, right? A business has no business selling you a product that they themselves know nothing about, even though the box says, oh, this is therapeutic. These are very, very powerful products to have in your home if you're using them properly. But you need support for that. You need education. You need someone to make sure and help you and share their experiences with you. So the first red flag is if it's in like a discount store, bad place to buy essential oils. The second thing would be even if it's at a health food store or certain kinds of pharmacies, if no one can tell you about the product, that's a red flag. That's not a good situation for buying your essential oils. A third thing would be if the bottle or the instructions say use 10 to 20 drops in your diffuser. Okay, unless your diffuser can hold 4 liters of water and can diffuse in, a football stadium, you would never put that many drops of essential oils in your diffuser. So our diffuser here behind me has about half a cup of water, about 125 milliliters of water, and about 3 drops of essential oils. And we're in a pretty big room and on the main floor of a house. That's as much as you need. So if you're being told you need 10 to 20 drops in a diffuser, that's a red flag because it means that the product is so diluted that the therapeutic properties are very, very small, okay? So you don't want that. Similarly, if the bottle or the manufacturer says to put 5 drops or more on your skin at once, too much. If it's pure therapeutic essential oil with nothing added and nothing taken away, I'm telling you 1 drop is a dose. Okay, so those are really important red flags. Sometimes people say to me, oh, I found this essential oil and it was only $4. It was such a good deal. And I'm like, you get what you pay for, right? Yes. You know, we don't talk about getting the cheapest, you know, can't think of an example now, like the cheapest car or the cheapest sofa, right? Like, no, what we want is what's the highest quality that we can afford that can work for us. And you do not want the cheapest essential oil. It is absolutely not going to be therapeutic.
Are there scent candles with essential oils that are safe, that are okay? Because in the news in the UK recently, there was a mother who was warning against those kind of scented candles. She was using them in the bedroom with her baby, and she noticed little black dots in the baby's nose when really worried, took the baby to the doctor, did not know what they were at all. It turns out it was soot from the candle wick burning for so much in the room, just over time, because like a diffuser or like a scent candle, you want it to be going to just be burning and diffusing into the air. So she thought it was really beneficial. But obviously there was the soot going through the baby's nose, collecting like that. So that was more from the candle than the essential oil, I suppose, but still. Are there any candles that you would, is it safe to use candles with essential oils in them, do you think?
So I would go with no, and there's a couple of reasons. So number one is most candles are really toxic, right? Like really only maybe beeswax candles are safe to breathe in what is being released into the air. So I would personally not make a habit of burning candles around especially around my babies, right? In a room with my children. So that's one thing to consider. But the reason you don't want essential oils in a product like that, like in something that's going to burn or something that's going to be around excessive heat, is because you're not benefiting from what the therapeutic properties of the essential oils are. So when you use a diffuser with some water, there's no heat involved. It's just microfine water vapor, not like a humidifier at all. Microfine water vapor and microfine essential oils that you want to breathe in for their therapeutic benefits. Burning them, I can't see that there would be therapeutic benefits left after the essential oils have passed through a flame in order to get into the room, right? You can kind of see the difference in that. So this is really the most, here's the little diffuser. So it just has a little water in it. Oh, there, can you see that, the water vapor there? So it uses no heat. It's actually vibration, and that's what's going to give you the maximum benefit.
What about those little, you see those essential oil heaters where there's a little tray above a candle, and that's up and is meant to diffuse the essential oil into the room that way? Is that going to be destroying the good properties of the essential oil to do it that way?
I'm going to say it's better than a candle. And here's the thing when people are using those, because I never want mommies to feel bad, right? Like, oh no, I'm trying to do something good and I'm doing something bad for my baby. Instead, what I want you to think of is, okay, I had this idea of doing something good for my child by using aroma and something natural and therapeutic. But now that I know a little better, I'm going to take it to the next level and I'm going to use a higher quality product that has therapeutic properties, and I'm going to use it in its maximum beneficial way. So either with a diffuser or applying topically or just inhaling from the bottle. There's lots of other ways. So I always want mommies to feel good that you're on the right track. Now just go a little further and make it way more beneficial for you.
Absolutely, not trying to instill any more mum guilt on us than we already have. Exactly. What about applying a drop or just like half a drop of essential oil to bed linen? Is that safe to do?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite ways to use essential oils at night, I don't know if you've ever done this, Angelique, but put a drop on your hands and just rub it and then smooth it across my pillow. That's a great way to use.
I use lavender for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great thing to do. Or a drop in a bath is also great. Or you can make a little spray bottle, a little glass bottle with some water. and a couple drops of your essential oil. Just shake it up and spritz that around your room, or you can spritz your sheets if you want. Absolutely.
Does it stain the sheets because it's oil, or does that come out easily enough?
I have never found that to happen.
Yeah, I can talk about that. I did a test last week. I'm starting to use my one of my blends that has not only essential oils in it, but as well the coconut oil as my deodorant. How do you say that in
English? Yes, deodorant.
I put that very fancy blouse on me, like, you know, kind of a silk. Mm-hmm. So when you sweat with silk stuff, like it has a big mark under your arm. So I put my stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put lots of oil on it. So, and I looked, and no, it doesn't even stain on my pretty shirt. So I don't think it stains on the bed sheet.
Yeah, natural color to essential oils. Do they come with a natural color? I'm just thinking about warning signs when you buy an essential oil and you're looking, if you find some that are strongly colored, is that a bad signal, or could that be normal?
Yeah, it's not actually, because since they're completely natural, right, if they're distilled properly, sometimes some color will remain. So I don't think you can see it maybe when I put it onto Angelique's hand, and I don't know if it'll show here or not, but the orange oil definitely is orange. Some essential oils from certain flowers will retain a little color, slightly pinkish or slightly bluish. That's completely normal. Yeah. But if you notice a heavy coloring, yeah, that's a warning sign, right? Or if you put it on your clothes and it leaves a stain, or even on your skin and it leaves a stain, that's a warning sign. Those are artificial. Absolutely.
So Angelique, you were saying that you really like the lavender one. That's the one that you use for sleep at night. Can you just tell me a little bit more about the properties of lavender? And also, if you were going to recommend 3, maybe like, essential types of scents that you would recommend for busy mums, then apart from the lavender one, what would you recommend?
Yeah, peppermint. I use a lot of peppermint. Personally, I use it to, you know how we are supposed to drink a lot of water every day, and sometimes it's a challenge in our busy life. So I put a drop of peppermint in my water. Like I have like 1 liter bottle of water, and that helps me so much to drink more water every day. But I use it too for when you have a congested headache, you know, like when you feel heavy in your head. I use that there. Or if I'm at work at 3 p.m. and I feel like I'm so sleepy and I need a kick. Some people go for coffee, and I try to say, hey, let's try peppermint first. So that's what I put. And it helps. Right. Yeah, it really helps.
Yeah.
So, but there are many other values, but that's the reason why mostly I use it for me, but everybody's different, right? But for head, I know that it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yes. I like the peppermint one. I use that in a little, it's a little nasal plug, but it's just got a bit of cotton wool inside. So I put a drop in there, and then I can just sip it throughout the day when I get
peppermint supports the respiratory system, the digestive system. Great for pain relief, for supporting muscles and joints. So and really good for your brain, right? Just opening up and supporting it with alertness. And the lavender we mentioned is super good for calming and relaxation. But if you are using a super high quality therapeutic grade lavender essential oil, it has antihistamine properties. Think of all the applications for that. It helps your skin to heal and rejuvenate. It has analgesic properties. So, for example, the other day I was going out and I poured a cup of tea really quickly before I left, and I poured the boiling water on my finger. And I didn't even have time to think about it. I just got in the car and put some lavender oil on my hand and drove. And at the next stop sign, I put another drop of lavender oil on my hand. And in about 20 minutes, I didn't even feel that I had just burned my hand. So that analgesic property is really powerful, and then it also helps it to heal. I didn't even have a blister on my finger. That's how incredible it was. So we have one more. That would be in our top 3. So we said lavender and peppermint and
frankincense.
Okay, now that's really interesting, because that's one that I've heard of, but I have absolutely no clue. The only time you hear about that is at Christmas. That's when it gets popular.
So how do you use frankincense?
I use it pretty much in everything. The smell of it is kind of remind me of when you go to church, right? Because it's from a root, right? That is come from the East.
No, it's from the resin.
The resin,
of the tree,
okay.
yeah.
But that's come from the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
And so I use it for any blend I do, or if I start to feel sick, you know, that when you feel down, or if I need anything like to be clear, focused and stuff like that, I mix it with wild orange. That's another thing. And I know that it has a lot of properties for the brain, right? For our neurons, and it's one of the most expensive ones, but it's really one that you can't really do without.
Yeah. It is one of the more expensive essential oils. So again, if you find frankincense for a very, very low cost, it's not real frankincense. If it's the same cost as your orange oil, that's a red flag. That's a problem, because frankincense is a very expensive essential oil. But it's great. It supports healthy brain function. It was the very first essential oil that I put on my last baby, who's now 3 years old. It's the very first oil that I put on her. It's great for reducing strong emotions too, like irritability or anger. It just helps you to calm down. So good for your skin. So think scars, blemishes, wrinkles, right? You don't have to think about that.
Not taking that. No, just what you're saying about putting that on your baby. I know we're going to cover use of essential oils on kids and on babies in a next episode. But just quickly, since we've mentioned it here, how would you apply it safely for a baby? Just to know, is it the same dose? Would you still use a whole drop, or would you use less? Can you apply it directly to the skin?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this further when we talk about using essential oils for our babies, but just in very general terms, if a drop is a dose for a big person, less than a drop is a dose for a tiny person. So the easiest way to put a tiny amount of essential oil on a tiny person is put the drop on yourself first, rub it on, and what's left on your hands.
Okay.
So you're always getting way less than a drop. And then when my baby was brand new and teeny tiny, then my favorite way to use essential oils with her, maybe it was for her upset tummy and gas, or for calming if she had a stressful day, is I would put the essential oils on my chest, and then I'm holding her, or I'm nursing her, or I have her wrapped up in a carrier with me, or we lay down together. If the oils are on me, she's going to breathe them in, but she's also going to, again, reaffirm that, like, that comfort and safety and healing of just being with mommy, right? It all kind of works together. That I could do another whole session for an hour on the emotional therapeutic benefits of using essential oil.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic.
Another time, just put that on the list.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, no, because I know that actually we've been going for quite a long time now, and I think we've covered all the bases. I think we've covered what the essential oils are, how they work, how to choose a good therapeutic grade, importantly to look out for those red flags, and how to use them safely. And your 3 recommendations, so we've got frankincense, lavender, and peppermint. So yeah, the frankincense one, that's new to me. So I'll have to try that one out for sure. So this has been really, really good. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to add apart from the fact that we're going to be doing more on the different stages of motherhood and how to use different essential oils at those different stages. We'll be covering how to use it specifically through pregnancy for pregnancy symptoms, different pregnancy symptoms, how to use it for labor and during birth, and also postnatally to recover and heal. Those are the real areas I think that people have shown interest in. I want to know which different types of oils to use, which different ways to use them. And I think the questions will be pouring in from there. And I have a link here that people can click on. So I'm just going to flash that up on the screen. Take notes. Let's see. So if you do want to I'll put this into the comments because it's not coming up onto the screen, but they can click onto the link there, and then you'll be able to get in touch and give them a lot more information on all the things we've talked about today and all the other things that you do with doTERRA essential oils as well, because those are the high grade products that you guys have been using and love. So we'll be talking more about those in our next session. Is there anything else that you guys want to add at this stage?
I just want to say thank you. I'm so excited to talk even specifically, I would say, to pregnant mamas or post-pregnant mamas or pre-pregnant mamas. So this is really exciting. Thank you for letting us talk to your group of friends as well. And
they've enjoyed it. So if anyone has enjoyed this out there, if you've gotten something out of this, something that you didn't know about essential oils before, then please give the video a thumbs up and show some appreciation, because these women will be back and they will be giving us even more of their knowledge and experiences with their own children, their own busy mum lives. If you have more questions, type them into the comments box and we will answer them in the next episodes. And click on the link so that you can download all the notes from today's episode, because we've been going on forever here. I feel like I've asked so many questions already. So I will let you go, and thank you so much again. We'll see you. We'll announce when the next one will be. We'll sort that out now. Okay?
Merci, Lynn.
Perfect.
Bye. Bye.